Welcome, everybody.
Hey, hey. Good boy, Tucker.
Work smarter where you want.
This is learning at its most fun.
Welcome, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're joining us. Today we have our new partner spotlight on Plain Wealth. Now we actually have kind of two bonus features. We have two people joining us today. For anyone who has not hopped on a webinar with us before, my name is Catherine. I'm one of the trainers here. I'm actually going to be kind of just like the host for us. So to bring up some of those housekeeping rules I said earlier, one, we do have those Q&A function open. So if you have those questions, please make sure to pop that down in there. If we see those questions, we'll make sure we get those answered. But we do also have the chat usually available as well. Use that, not so much for questions, use that for anything that might be technical. So if you don't hear us, you somehow our screens go black, anything like that where you're just like, is it me? Is it them? What's going on? Feel free to use that chat and we could take a look into it. Last but certainly not least, yes, this is recorded. We will have this posted on our help desk, usually no later than the following week. So you should be able to see this next week early on. And again, you can have that, you can record it, you can send it to your coworker if they weren't able to hop on, but it will be again available for you to replay. So with all of that said, I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to give the real show over to our partners here and go ahead and take it on over, David.
Thanks, Catherine. I'm David Thorne, CEO of Plain Wealth, and this is our Chief Technology Officer, Dr. Paul Peliquin. We're so happy you've joined us today. As we begin, we want to talk a little bit about our background, where we came from to arrive at Plain Wealth. I certainly spend most of our time walking through the product itself, and then the integration with Redtail. And finally, we'll move into a little bit of time for Q&A, give you a chance to ask some questions, do some additional test writing on the product itself, and just kind of poke around, see what you see. As we begin, I will share my screen. We are Plain Wealth. We'll have our website up on the upper right-hand corner so you can check it out as we move through here. A little bit about us. We've been in the wealth management space for quite a while. We've kind of got our teeth in technology, some of our team over 2 decades ago. Thus the special light refracting off of our bald heads. I don't know if you know this, but most software engineers end up with that type of genetics. It's just how we are. We literally pulled our hair out so that you don't have to. No, wait, that's not what it is.
It's not part of the resume then?
That's not part of the resume. But our time in Plain Wealth has taught us not just all the major players on the system side, a lot of other things about what's important to wealth managers and their clients. Starting out with just understanding what you do as a wealth manager. Wealth managers are not tech support. They're not tech support for their clients. They're not tech support for themselves. Any change to the tech stack in wealth management does not necessarily need to be complicated, but it is important that it all fits together very well. And finally, compliance and security are incredibly important. Here's a little bit about our team. We have a few of us here. As you can see, Paul and I are here now.
Like it's stuck on the first page there. Not sure if it's.
We'll stop sharing and reshare. You all are probably just looking at our video right now. We'll get through this. As we move in, here we go, into what we're doing as a team. Our specialties are really in information, intelligence, and sciences, along with human factor science. And we put a lot of work into the technologies we bring together so that everything's done behind the scenes, and all you have to do, all the client has to do, is see something that looks very simple on the surface. And you will see that as we walk through the product itself. A couple other things about us. We have won some awards individually as a team, have a number of patents behind us, and currently we have customers that are large and small in this space. So we've been around a little bit. We're very passionate about financial health for anyone, and we firmly believe that wealth management, financial planners are the channel to do that. So that being said, we're going to move right on into the product demonstration. So I'm going to stop sharing here. We'll flip it over to Paul's computer. This is the home screen for Plain Wealth. As many of you know, when clients will look at something, particularly on their phone, they want to see their financial information and aggregating accounts. There's a whole industry into that. We've really focused on what we believe drives the right level of account aggregation for clients. This comes through the Redtail product. It's one of the great things about Redtail. You know this, they have a lot of great integrations. One of the critical ones is all the set of integrations they can do for accounts. You can see accounts there at the top, and then moving down, you can see announcements. This is where we step immediately into connectedness. Clients want to feel more connected. 82% of clients look at this as part of the branding piece. Other clients look at connectedness as just directly related to the quality of service that you provide. So when we look at connectedness for clients, they don't want to just see their financial information. They want more. We give them just a little bit of more. Announcements, this is firm-wide, your entire firm. If you want an announcement that says, hey, Catherine's going to come in and teach a seminar on estate planning. Catherine, I didn't know you did estate planning, but congratulations on that. The little plus sign here, you click on the plus sign, it'll actually, the client can add it to their calendar seamlessly right from here. And it gives them that level, that feeling of connectedness.
And it lets Redtail know they're attending the seminar.
Yes, it puts that information into the Redtail seminar on there. So for those of you who don't use seminars at all or don't do seminars, this is a really nice way for your firm to announce things to your clients, that as clients come back into the app, they get something new and fresh from you. We're going to talk about these two buttons here in just a little bit, but because there are different types of firms that we support, some firms require the full stack of disclosures, and you can see that here on the app here. You can also see as we go into the settings menu, the same thing. You'll be able to see all those different disclaimers. In fact, I'll tap there right now. They'll have the privacy policy, terms and conditions, disclosures, broker check, all those important pieces right there in one spot.
It is customizable to your full compliance needs. So we can pinpoint it for you.
Yeah, we make sure that based on the type of entity your firm is, that it works that way. Moving to the right, you can see accounts right here. And those are the accounts we just looked at. Broken down a little bit. Again, we're not pulling in all account history. We're not trying to make this a trading platform at all, just a connectedness platform. And you can see some different account information will show up so that they can see, as information passed through, perhaps last night's points come across here. They want to be able to see their accounts. They want to be able to see some basic information. All this research we've done shows that, but you know that as well. Moving into the advisor here, and this version shows rep. You can see there's a funny looking guy named David Smith that's the advisor. And there's some basic information here. Now, part of our human factor science has taught us something. One of those things is you're always managing your clients, and you're always kind of trying to train your clients in a certain way to how they deal with you. Don't text me trades, don't call in trades, things of that nature.
Don't leave on a message.
But other things are how they look at their information. Other things have to do with what they should be contacting you about. And we help with that. We believe that you add a little bit of friction in a way that doesn't leave you too accessible to them, but you also remove friction from the basic things that they want to see and that they need. So your service increases. That being said, they come here, they can tap here to call, email, or find you if they're coming to a meeting. There's a little bio here. This is actually Catherine's bio. It's not mine. She grows cacti and chives along with other things. I hear you have too much basil right now. Is that right, Catherine?
I do, yeah. So it's always my fun tip of this past year. I've gotten really into growing herbs. So this is actually very accurate.
There you go. And then the latest down here, this is from every advisor to all of their clients. So if you are an advisor that one gives a message out every day or once a month, you have a chance to do that here. I'm simply quoting a famous movie and then adding a little bit at the end for this one. Then you see those two buttons. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about the buttons really quick. Before I do that, I want to note that the information on this page is from Redtail. We've actually, part of our connection with Redtail provides this information, and you can go into Redtail right now. I could go in and change cacti to basil and flip back over here, and it would show basil instead of cacti. It's that quick and that responsive. It's also that easy, because our goal is not to add layers to your tech stack, but to simplify it. Speaking of simplifying, if a client wants to get a hold of you, there are 3 ways clients typically want to get a hold of their advisor in a way that disrupts the advisor's rhythm. One is they want to grow cacti. No, wait, that's not it. Totally missed. No, one is that they want to make a trade. Again, this is not a trading platform. We don't want to get in the middle of that. That's all you. The second one is they want to request service. They need something from you. Maybe it is an update on their 401k rollover paperwork. Maybe it's update on adding their kid in as a client. Whatever it is, they want to request service. So we have this easy little button here. Instead of them texting you, instead of them calling in, interrupting your day, they simply click on this button and it has the right disclosures. They fill out the information, and that goes directly to you in an email, because your email is already getting audited and following compliance. We're in the same channel. We didn't create a different channel that has to have additional compliance. It's the same channel. Going back, it's very similar if they want to schedule a meeting, because that's the third and final way that they tend to disrupt. They want to schedule a meeting. You can come in here, the same thing that sends an email. You can go ahead and get the meeting scheduling. What we learned is that most clients reach out to the staff or to the advisor for those 3 items. And the most of the time, the staff or the advisor are using email to move that forward. And there are other ways to kind of seamlessly connect different pieces. But the fact is we're not trying to disrupt everything. We want to simplify things for you. And this is one way to do that. That's why if I go to the home page again, you're going to see those same 2 buttons at the bottom. They do the same thing, same page, same piece. Again, that information goes into Redtail. If you've integrated your email with Redtail, that's there. If you haven't, but you're already running compliance on it, then you're all good. Moving into the last major item is the middle here, contacts. And we're strong believers in the Forbes statement that every one of your clients is worth 6 clients of an equal net worth or wealth situation. We want to help you with that. Some of you might not be wanting to grow your firm, and that's fine. But those of you that do want to grow, that's what this is about. This is about getting your clients, connecting them and getting them connected, not just with their CPA or their attorney, which maybe you use as a full stack firm, but also with their friends and their family. What happens when I have my friend Susan Smith and I'm meeting with my advisor, Catherine, over here? Catherine says, David, we've done this and this and this. Are you satisfied with our service? Yes, I am. Do you have a friend or family member that's looking or could use help in the same way? I said, well, yeah, I have this friend, Susan. She keeps saying she's looking for a new financial advisor. And so Catherine could say, here, take my business card. Here you go. Here's my business card. Please hand that to Susan. And then maybe Susan will give me a call someday. Well, we all know that doesn't work. For one thing, Catherine doesn't have Susan's contact information or really permission to contact Susan. For another, that business card gets lost very easily. A better way is to digitally refer, and that's what I can do in the middle of the meeting. I can just go over here, I can hit refer rep right here, and it sends an email to Susan, to me, and to Catherine. So it closes the loop digitally. Now Catherine is free to email Susan, contact her. Susan might just jump right on and say, yes, thank you, David. I've been looking for someone like Catherine. But we all know it's going to be up to Catherine to do that. The other great thing is it's now tagged Susan in Redtail. So whatever type of process you do on the prospecting or marketing side of things, it just fits seamlessly into that stream moving forward. You can see details you can add. The really fun part is this comes straight from their phone. So if that person's not already in contact, it's going to take them 5 seconds to add that person in and get the referral done. back to the home screen. We talked a little bit about the connectedness with Redtail, about the financial account information, about announcements and seminars. We've covered information that's specific to the advisor, the bio, the cacti and chives, but also the actual information going out to the clients for that advisor. And then we've covered some things in the contact area, disclaimers and such. At this point, we want to move into one last part on this platform, and then we'll step into the actual integration piece as well. We built Plain Wealth not because we want to get the words Plain Wealth out there in front of everyone. We love our brand, we love our product, we think it's fantastic. But we've been in this space a while. We understand not just do you need tech that lowers your pain level instead of increases your pain level. You need tech that strengthens your branding. And with all the client portals out there, there are very few options when it comes to an actual effective client app that is a hub of the wheel for everything. That's what we built. And this hub of the wheel is not just a Plain Wealth, it is for your firm. So if you look at the logo at the top, the logo colors, you can see those colors here, you can see them here, you can see them on the buttons. All of those colors change to match your brand. When you upload with us, when you onboard with us, your brand goes at the top. There's no menu stuff next to it. It's all clean. It's your brand. And then your branding colors are throughout the app. You'd be surprised. If you look at a lot of platforms that just show your logo at the top, that's great. That's nice. Thanks for stopping by. That really doesn't do the job. That 82% of clients that believe in the strength of your brand, they want a strong brand. And when you have a brand at the top and the branding colors that flow all the way down here, it makes a significant difference. They know when they open up this app that it is your app. They know when they log in and get into it, it is your app. So I want to make sure we stress that significantly. Now, the onboarding with us does involve a few key factors. Your brand, your brand colors and themes. It involves your custom disclaimers and disclosures that we bring in. There's actually a fair amount of onboarding, connecting the back end, of course, with the integration, but also helping you set up those initial pieces in Redtail for all of your advisors, for your firm, get that initial seminar piece set up, even helping you set up broadcast emails if that's how you want to invite your clients on. All those pieces we do as part of onboarding. So as we talk about like pricing, we have a very economical monthly price, of course, but there is a fee to get you on board just because of all those elements. Let's go ahead and step into the Redtail integration piece. And this is where I need to stop talking and hand this off to our Chief Technology Officer and definitely the smarter person in the room, Paul Peliquin.
Make sure do you see the integration slide?
Yep, we are good here.
Okay. So we integrate directly to your Redtail. You will have a portal that you will have access to that is secure behind multi-factor authentication. There will be initial handshake that we do with your Redtail, where an admin Redtail user will go ahead and log in and give their Redtail username and the Redtail password. What this does is it creates a handshake between us and Redtail, where we are given a very secure key that we store in an encrypted digital vault. And we use that key for future requests that we integrate between the app and your Redtail service. We don't store your username. We don't store your password. We just do that initial handshake and we get that key, which would then store in an encrypted key vault. This is military level encryption. I mean, it's very high what we use to store this stuff. We have a certified CISO who's constantly looking at our security for us and making sure this is all good. And this is also where when we do your onboarding, we walk you through in a webinar just like this, or your admin assistant, and just the steps that we have to do to make sure we get your branding and your compliance exactly right. Thanks. So
there we go. And the great thing is once that handshake is done, this is one thing we love about Redtail, not to make you feel extra good, Catherine, but we do love the fact that with this one piece, we now are able to do everything else that we do in this partnership just with that one piece. So as you start to look at some of these things and you say, hey, I'd like to learn more, or maybe you're thinking, let's try this out. Our best place to send you is our website. And you can request a demo. You've seen some of a demo, or if you come over to contact us, that gets you right in connection with us, and we can start moving forward with you. We did all this because we want things to be simple for you and give you a chance to really enhance the client experience, create that hub of the wheel. And that's what we're here to do. Catherine, that's the rest of our walkthrough. Is there anything you'd like to have us show before we get to Q&A?
Yeah, so as far as if we can go on back to just that integration slide, I always like to point out, especially on webinars like these ones, every integration works a little bit differently, but more importantly, connecting it works a little bit differently as well. And this one is pretty straightforward and pretty simple. So if you do obviously have questions and you decide to go forward, definitely reach out to, I'm sure, David directly, right? You love getting all of those calls directly for these, but it really is that easy onboarding. So if you do have those questions immediately, I would say definitely reach out to you guys for getting that really established. But obviously, if you do always run into questions, have other things, we will of course have this available and connected on our help desk as well. So if you're like me, you'll absorb everything for the first good 2 hours of the day, and then throughout the day, your brain just goes to mush. Of course, it's where you could always come over to our Redtail help desk and we'll assist you there as well. So
Coffee does help. I will say that coffee, all kinds of
yeah,
right?
coffee is a best friend of ours, but definitely just know that if you run into anything, whether it's from the start or if you have questions as you go through it, I definitely understand that. So of course, there's always going to be support available for you. You're not on your own when it comes to these.
Thanks so much for joining us today for this particular session. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to give us a call at 800-206-5030, option 3 for support, or just shoot us an email over to support@redtailtechnology.com. Thanks a lot and have a great day.